Hey everyone, Corrie here, coming in to do a meditation and a channeled message for this full moon on March the 18th, 2022. This is a full moon meditation, full moon in Virgo, and also with the follow through of the spring equinox. I was hoping to be able to do something live, to be able to do a healing circle, but that didn't happen. So we're going to be doing it this way. If you would like to catch my recording from my radio show today, go to News for the Soul Radio and go to the archives or today's recordings. It might be under the bottom down lower, but you can go there and also check out my live recording from today, my recording from today's live radio show. It's recorded. I do a live once a month on News for the Soul Radio. And so you can check that out. Also, where are we? So I am pulling some cards to really open up this full moon meditation, to be able to open us up to the energy, to be able to channel this through, making sure that my phone is in silent. And the same with your world. If you're going to be taking the meditation with this, is mute out your world around you, kind of close your room door. You know, there's always noise, there's always distraction, there's always dogs that are behind me making noise, but you know, my phone being, you know, ringing is things that just take you out for a moment, and it's hard to get back in sometimes for people. So do those little things for you, because these meditations are truly about you. Full moons are not here to, you know, to make us have to dig to the trenches harder in a way that it's a painful thing to do a full moon meditation. They bring light to the areas of our lives that need healing. They bring up the things that are ready to be released or surrendered over, that we've been maybe trying really hard to do on our own. It's like, I got to make this, I got to get this done. I need to heal this. I need to. And so that control that comes in by trying so hard to make yourself well. It's like pain. It's like being ill, like when you have something happening and you're like trying to force through, and it's like, I'll just keep going. I'll fake it until I make it. And that's not how it really serves you best. And so the best way that we can be of service to our own healing is sometimes in the sense of surrendering over, or to be able to surrender into and just say, I'm acknowledging this. I'm bringing awareness to this. And I know that there's a limit to how much I can do on my own. I need guidance. I need assistance from spirit world, from the guides, from the angels, from all that's there to assist us in our times of needs and our times of struggles. Also a energy of forgiveness and being able to forgive ourselves for, you know, thinking that we had to carry the load, for thinking that we have to do everything on our own, for always feeling like, you know, you've got to be so responsible for everything. So there is just a lot. It may be, everyone's is different. Full moon, I always say, you know what? It can come with a whole set of instructions of, this is where we are in the astrology, and this is what's happening, and this is why it's happening, but it may not be what's happening for you. I just want to say that, because we get so caught up in trying to seek out something that we need to find that may not be what is happening for you. So then, you know, just because that is the general census of what's happening, it doesn't mean that it is always for everyone. You may be in a different experience, a different state of being, a different sense of awareness within yourself, a different level of, you know, ascension, that you're going through a process, and this may not, you know, it may not be what you need. So when you step into these meditations, ask for what is of your highest good to shine a light up on whatever it is that you need to put pure love, pure intention into, and to have pure light flow to the areas of either unseen wounds, unresolved issues, distractions, places where you may have a lack of organization that may be happening for you, through you. I just realized I got like this weird little eyebrow thing happening. I'm like, did Zoom put on some like eyebrows or something on me? Watch. I'm like, what is that? Where did that just come from? See, the illusions. And so sometimes it is the illusions of something else that is happening. I'm feeling the need to fix that right away, before I even go any further. Okay. Oh, I don't think it's off. That's weird. Okay. Apparently I got some eyebrows that I don't have, but it kind of looks like my wacky eyebrows, but it looks like they give them something. I don't know. That's weird. Okay, let's just roll with this. I tried to fix it. It didn't get fixed. So let's just go with, and see that. And so, we get ourselves caught in these stories of the illusions of what we think we should do because we get the programming. We read the information. So even in spirituality, even in, religion, everything, there's a text or a script or something that's happening in the reading itself, something that's taking place in the message that's saying, you, we, all, this is what is transpiring. And you may be like, but that doesn't feel right for me. That doesn't feel like what I'm connecting to. You have to trust what it is for you. And I spent a lot of time, a lot of years of my life being on the outside of what everyone else was feeling. So this is, if everyone is walking this way, it's okay that you're walking this way. If everyone else is feeling this way, it's okay that you're feeling that way. Some of my greatest success and my biggest accomplishments have come when I fully trusted spirit, trusted my guides, my intuition to do the things in times when people said I shouldn't. And it wasn't to be a rebel. It wasn't, I'm going to show you what I can do. It was the essence that I was hearing, go now, do now. And when I hear that, I jump on it. I do those things because I trust that that is the path for me. I started one of my biggest businesses during a recession, during a time when they said, you cannot do, like, that's not a good time. It's not favorable. This is the time people's businesses are closing down. This is a time when, we don't know what's coming. It's going to kind of be the end of Alberta, like the way things were. Housing markets are going to crash. This is going to happen. That's going to happen. And I said, just because it may possibly happen, it doesn't mean it's going to happen to me. And what if what I'm being asked to start is to be a spark of hope within the community that I'm in? What if I'm being asked and then, spirit has my back, God has my back, and that if I'm being asked to do this, I have to trust that. And I lead my life that way. So I want you to be aware of that. You can read your daily horoscope, but that's a collective energy. You can read you can listen to your messages, but things change in moments, including the energy, including the alignments of the sun, moon, and stars, right? Everything is constantly moving, and everything is constantly in this shift energy. So just because it is what may possibly happen, just because there is an experience that's going on, it does not mean that there's not another experience. There's more realities than that one. So the narrative, the imagination, the thoughts that's creating all of that and bringing it into reality, and it's really, really happening in motion, but also over here, there is something else that is happening. So I'm always in the flow of, yes, this is happening. And yes, I know this is the way that the system says will work. This is the way the program says will work. This is the way that's proof. It's like strong proof to make sure you don't fail, to make sure but it doesn't mean it's all correct. And I have lived my life that way for a long time. The biggest thing that I've done the past few years is thought that was, maybe that's, not destructive, but I guess too carefree. And maybe I shouldn't appear so carefree. Maybe I should be more structured. Maybe I should get more into the programs and into the system. Maybe I should be more scheduled and routined, and maybe I should wait till favorable times, or maybe I should. I'm like, no, everything that I do happens when it's meant to. And whenever it starts, or whenever you guarantee you look, and it'll be a full moon, it'll be an equinox, it'll be it'll be like a transit, like something is moving and shifting at that time. So knowing that, trusting that, learning to trust that instinctual self and the intuition, really, truly. And that was in my radio show today too. Oh, that's why it's in my radio show today. And so, because I find myself returning back to the essence of stop following this, trust that. I started, like I said, started my business, some of my businesses in those unfavorable times. I started to appear in lives back when it was like, oh no, you can't be doing this kind of healing live. It needs to be done in person. You need to have this, you need to have that. And I went, no, I don't believe that. You may be right, but you could also be wrong. And so following through by the little voice that just says, go now, do now. That doesn't, just because that's how everyone else is feeling, doesn't mean that's how you're feeling. I don't feel that way. And it was the same thing throughout my life. And everyone says, I never had that sense of girl drama. It's like, oh, well, we all feel this way and we all want, and I don't know what you're talking about. I don't get that energy. I don't get that feeling. So it's okay that you don't get it, that you don't behave, react, and respond how others do. And it's okay that you keep walking that way, that you know is trusted and guided. It is not foolproof. It has no proof. It has no guarantees. It has no set destination. It's the same with me as a person. It may be the same with you as a person. Is I don't fit myself into, that. And they say, get yourself a hook, get yourself a niche, get yourself where you belong, and follow that. But I go where God asked me to go. I go where Spirit asked me to go. I show up where I am to be. I teach what is meant, what I'm being told to teach. I am guided by Spirit and by faith and by love and by light. And that's why these are so random. This is why this is so about being able to be free to be you. More than existing is the essence of we are here to more than just exist, which means you have a mind of your own, and to be authentic, to think for yourself, to take ownership and responsibility of every one of your own actions, your behavior, how you show up, your choices, everything that you do, how you treat others, how you behave in the presence of others, the things you say to others, those things of, if you're that parent who constantly nags on your kids about being a different person, you can't do that, you can't be that, and that's just silly, you'll never succeed at that, you'll never make money at that, you'll never be. I'm here to tell you to stop doing that. Because, or if that was done to you, don't believe in that. Don't let that be the essence of your future, because you'll always be trying to fulfill those unmet expectations, because they're fearful, because others, you may be fearful, or that others may be fearful of failure, of not being able to succeed. The greatest success in this world is to succeed at being you, and to know that you are truly trusting within you that beautiful beacon system that's here to guide you, but to also to let your wild, wacky, crazy self out, and not feeling like you have to be numbed and suppressed. You wonder why people rebel? Think about it. Because there's only so much pressure that can be put on somebody to constantly be fulfilling and pleasing the things that you believe to be right, and forcing them to go against their own intuition, against what their own heart is calling, just so that you can stay comfortable in the righteousness of being right, or to be in the essence of staying fail proof or safe proof, because it doesn't keep you safe. It doesn't keep anyone safe. and it doesn't keep you from failing, and it doesn't keep you from being successful, and it keeps you from being successful at being you, no matter how much success you'll build up anywhere else in your life. So knowing that during this journey, I don't know where these messages just came from. This was not my intention when I came in, but as I'm holding the White Light Oracle by Alana Fairchild in my hand, that are also there with my deck of cards, the Everyday Goddess, I'm like, oh, there is some strong sense of be and do what aligns to you. And so I knew there was a reason why this wasn't to be recorded live, because there couldn't be an interference in the message by picking up everyone else's energy while in it, and channeling off of that and working from that place, that this had to come in from this place of trust and knowing. So let's open up the meditation first. Oh, beautiful. Now, I don't know how to say half of these names, so excuse me, and don't leave comments about how I'm butchering names. Just stay with me here. So for me, this day is March the 18th. So at 4:15 or 4:22 in the morning, on March the 18th, 26 years ago, I became a mother, and I stepped into another role and another journey 26 years ago, or 26 years later. I have a daughter who's pregnant with her second child, becoming a mother for a second time. And she's stepping in a journey that I did not get to walk, which was a second child, something I don't know about. And I'm stepping into being a grandmother for the second time. But this 26th year for me really has marked the whole essence, as I'm turning 51, the essence of awakening to a sense of who I would be on the other side of those roles, and how I step into the role of becoming the crone energy and moving and shifting energy. And so I'm not going to follow the path of what I'm being told that I need to be. I'm walking this way, and whatever that means. And life is drastically changing for me, as it probably is for you. So what is happening right now is that we're probably releasing a lot of karma, a lot of soul contracts may be ending, a lot of the journey. So my role as that type of mother, I would say, as that type of mother who did a lot of things from a place of, having something to prove to the world as a single mom, and to have the guilty mothering, is I've learned a lot about those things over the past few years. And so this is the karma of Kudahala, the karma of Kudahala. It looks like a rising phoenix rising up into the sun, this beautiful bird energy, this beautiful perspective. And so this card is going to open up along with the second. We're going to do two. And yes, this may be a little bit long, so take time for you to sit in this, or do this meditation, step into this when you have time to fully commit to this for yourself. You are worth the commitment. You are worth the time. You're worth the investment into you. So stay with us and trust this journey with me. The karma of Kudahala. Your sacred soul passion is powerful enough to shift the state of your inner reality and your outer experience. So commit to what you truly ignites your heart, and do not be disillusioned by anything or anyone. See, we just can't make this shit up. This is exactly what we've been talking about. That's how this works. That's the magic of I'm the oracle. These are the oracle. It's amazing. It just fills my heart. If you are seeking to make a commitment, do so when it truly connects to your heart. Follow your genuine, meaningful bliss. Know that no matter what appears to be, you shall prevail. You shall arise. Kudahala is a Sanskrit term that translates as that which exists, that which excites wonder. That which excites wonder. Look up, look into. Even if it doesn't seem like it will lead us anywhere practical, following our bliss can allow for something beautiful and deeply fulfilling to unfold. when we pursue what is sensible and secure. Yet, what could be more appropriate? Oh, sorry. We often pursue what is sensible and secure. Ugh. Yet, what could be more appropriate or divinely and delightfully inappropriate than pursuing a path so intoxicating, so fascinating, so utterly mesmerizing to the spirit that no matter what challenges arise, you feel so much love and commitment and passion, you shall never turn away. That is the stuff of potential greatness. We might call it being led by our hearts. Kutahala is permission to do just that. The shadow side of unconscious pursuit of Kutahala is seen when we chase our bliss in such a way that nothing genuine ever gets a chance to mature. We shall be lured by the greener grass and chase after every new possibility like a butterfly, fluttering from place to place. That doesn't involve the heart, but rather the restless mind, which acts from fear and avoidance rather than using passionate devotion as its foundation. The commitment that emerges out of true Kutahala is not about clipping one's wings, but about growing them and learning how to fly skillfully. I know where all this is coming from. I got to smile because I know there's a loving spirit on the other side that pushed me to this place tonight. I love you. And she was a dear friend. And I know where this is coming from. The commitment that the commitment. Sorry, I had to pause this, put my dog up. The commitment that emerges out of the true Kutahala is not about clipping one's wings. It's about growing them and learning how to fly skillfully. Without commitment, one takes a leap, tries to fly, fails, and rather than going through the process again and again until there is an understanding that leads to mastery, one tries to ride a bike or surf, dance, teach, heal, or innumerable other things, never giving any a chance to settle or evolve. There is inherent wisdom of Kutahala. Let yourself be truly excited and inspired. Allow yourself to stumble, to not know, to become the holy mess that precedes sacred rebirth. When your attraction is deep and soulful, you will have the capacity to stay the course, even through difficulties. Don't allow the ego to tell you that the struggle must be a sign a path isn't right for you, and thus drag you away in search of a substitute paradise. The oracle of the karma of Kutahala can relate to those times when you are just discovering the path, feeling inexplicably fascinated by something and are encouraged to explore just what the true nature of the fascination could be. Then the karma of wonder is guiding us to fulfill the deepest longing of our soul and attain spiritual freedom in the process. We often think of karma as negative, but positive karma is our connection to guiding grace. I want to put other words in here, but I got to honor Alana's writing before I honored mine, just as I honored my channeling before I honored this one. So, but it all blends together. The soul's delight. So but positive karma is our connection to guiding grace, the soul's delight that empowers us to live with joy and rapture. We can cultivate positive karma in the way we live our life, from the heart with forgiveness, a sense of worth and gentleness in our heart. This oracle guides you towards spiritual empowerment. Your ability, even today, to create something positive, gracious, loving. What ways of being and which practices would enhance your ability to be a generator of positive karma in this lifetime? Small steps can lead to great accomplishments when we stick to a path. Be patient in your passion, and you shall go far. This oracle encourages you to recognize that in its own inimitable way, spirit is practical. It just tends to go via a deliriously rapturous, astonishing, and deeply healing route. Trust what you love and let your heart lead you. You and your life shall be luminous, sanctified in the grace of alchemy, transformation. An unexpected and miraculous arising is at hand. So we're going to start with the healing process that is in the book, because I want to finish this one out. I call upon the heart, wisdom of sacred passion and higher purpose. May I be graced with the discernment to recognize what is true, valuable, authentic, and genuinely purposeful in my life. May I release all else with a sense of humor and a willingness to recognize that I have learned something useful. I allow myself to be inspired rather than be frightened by the passions of my heart. I choose to learn from what I love and be led through what inspires and excites me. I trust the passion in my heart is the same passion the universe has for me, and that has inspired, excited, curious feelings of cosmic breadcrumbs, leading me along my rightful path. May all beings be guided lovingly to fulfilling their highest divine destiny. So be it. This is the message of the pure white light oracle. And as we channel this, we allow this to flow through us, is that we step into a place where we are now open as the voice of the channel, as the channel uses my voice to be able to be like that heartbeat, to be like that energy, to allow us to start opening up. We're opening up in that space in our hearts and in our minds and in the existence of us to be present with us. And as I was reading that, I just thought about my today's radio show, and I kept reiterating the fact that my channel, the channel that sometimes works in radio shows or in teachings, goes from this place to that place and this place. And it's like, it just, what it's doing, it kind of is that mesmerizing, like all over the place. It's like how birds, like, and it weaves in and out. So my channel weaves in and out and through, like it is threading the fibers and the threads to bring stories together, to bring the essence of us together, to bring it all together, so that in the end it's like tying together. It's like closing off the tapestry. It's like where we bring all threads together and then we bring it together. And then it comes into this place of peace. So what seems like a hot mess, what seems like it's so chaotic, it's like it's so disorganized, but it's not. It's so perfectly imperfect to do what it needs to do, to say what it needs to do, to catch on this and catch that, grab that, and to bring it together. And I trust that with my whole heart now, whereas I spent a long time trying to perfect it, trying to put together the perfect little platform, the perfect little work. And then it would all just fall apart as soon as I start. And a friend of mine always says that you can get dressed up as much as you want, and 5 minutes later, you're just like falling apart. And then you just look like your wild, crazy self. Like, even if you put every curl in place, your hair will go messy in moments. And I'm like, I know, because I'm meant to be messy, beautifully messy. And so there's the essence of us, that is, life is not meant to be perfectly designed and perfectly planned. Things are not going to go perfect. It's about allowing and trusting yourself that in that passion, in that flow, in that essence, and expect the unexpected, and live in awe and wonder of the magic that will take place. And with that, we're going to open with a everyday goddess oracle cards. And these are wee little tiny things next to And one of my spirit animals is the wolf. I have a beautiful white wolf. And so, see, we're just talking about the alchemy. And from the everyday goddess, we are pulling up the creator of worlds. And this is the enchanting alchemist. And you are the creator of your world. And you're the creator of the world that you exist within. What you tell yourself, what you feed yourself, what you allow yourself to believe. If somebody told you that you were never going to amount to nothing when you were a child, if someone kept telling you were bad, or someone kept telling you you're crazy, if someone kept telling you there was something wrong with you, then guaranteed you're going to turn into somebody who has something wrong. You're going to follow that suit, or you're going to be so determined not to be it that you get so caught up that you're missing out on some of the other beauties in life. And that's the energy that's projected forward. Today, we're setting ourselves free of that. Today, we're going to live free. And I'm going to do this from my heart to the heart of my friend who was so much in the energy, who knew me, who trusted me, and who really truly knew that best self was waiting to be, but that sometimes we got to stop feeling guilty, that we have to mother everybody, that we have to be there for everybody, because being there for everyone when our tank is empty, when we don't have it for ourselves, is that we lose that grasp of ourselves and we end up back just existing. Or if we keep seeking and searching so bad to want to be something, that we lose the fact that we were already something and you arrived great. There's a greatness within you, and reaching and seeking that today and through every day is the most beautiful things that we can do. So I invite you to stay with me and to take a moment and just take a deep breath, get a drink of water, whatever you may need, because it is a long, long process through this. Okay, so here we go. Oh, take that deep breath in. I'm going to light my candles. And as you're breathing in and breathing out, just connect to your breath and become present with being right here, right now. Allow your eyes to gently close. Gently close your eyes. And then, as if these little magnetic white light magnets, just close the eyes and just seal them closed, just so that you can fall into you. And then with your eyes closed, take your eyeballs and just like look up. And as you look up, breathe in, pull your chest in, pull your shoulders back, looking up, and then just let the breath go and just let your shoulders fall and collapse. Let the eyes just drop down. Oh, and then just relax. Just relax. And as we step into this place of being present with ourselves, we acknowledge our human. We acknowledge our physical body. We acknowledge our mind, our logical self, our practical self. We acknowledge the self that has to be in particular roles and play the roles, or to be present in the roles and to be there. And we acknowledge the importance of us and who we are as people. And then we're going to allow ourselves to just give ourselves permission to just rest. Just rest. And then I'm going to bring in a veil that kind of filters through the noise, the sound, like a buffering that buffers out the noise. You're going to hear it in the background. You're going to hear it around you. But as if we're going to now turn down the human noise. And then we're going to turn down the noise within our minds, turning down the sound, the frequency, the vibrational frequency. And then as if we're going to ask the guides to turn up the frequency of being able to listen to the higher frequency, to be able to listen to your higher self, to listen to your guardian angels, to listen to the pure white light, the frequency of the white light, of the angelic realm, of the elemental realm, of the mystical, magical world that exists for us, within us, through us, that exist in the same existence that we exist in. As we can exist in the ether, so can this beautiful light. And then as you breathe in and breathe out, I want you to just allow yourself to just reach to the right, sway over, and feel how much of you, how much of your aura, how much of your energy, it just expands over, as if the body does a little dance. And then bring your arm back in, moving and shifting that energy. Let your eyes just stay closed. And then to the left, expand your arm out. Feel how much room, how much space, how big you are, how great your energy is. And then leaning back and just letting yourself fall back and just trusting this experience. And then leaning forward and just leaning into your future, leaning into the front of your whole aura, the cosmic egg energy that's around you, all of your energy. And as we lean in, we interconnect. And as we all interconnect, we feel the presence of being connected to that interconnection, that we're all part of that tapestry. We're all part of that puzzle, that we're all balanced. We're all of that essence of being equal, of being together, of living in harmony. But we may not be fully equal. We're equal in love and light. But there has to be often a different weighted energy, a different why and a purpose for people. And that we're not all here to be the same, to do the same. That we stop living in that essence that one is more than us or better than us. But that we're all a part of the divine purpose. Just as in the angelic realm, in the hierarchy, the top tier at the right hand, left hand of God, they're not greater than or more than the bottom tier. They all just sit in their place to do the job they're meant to be, they're meant to do, and to do it with such love. And to feel that within our own lives, to let go of the resistance, to let go that we have to be that fear story that's fed to us, that you're less than or more than. But to know that we're pieces of the puzzle. And as you see the pieces coming together, you see yourself interconnecting, see yourself just being a part of this with each other, and feel the love of the unconditional love of being connected. And notice any resistance that you may feel. Notice any thoughts or any emotions that may rise from this conversation that they're having with you right now. Notice any argumentative state that may come up or any resistance, and just let it go. It is all part of the full moon energy that's just being released. It's not about the word, it's about the energy. Okay. Here we go. Now we call in, we ask for the presence of the divine to be present with us. Divine Mother, Divine Father. We ask for the essence of the divine, of the beautiful angelic realm. We ask for the seraphim angels to enter and surround us in the burning flame, that burning desire to be that of our highest good, be that of the will of God, God consciousness, whatever that means for you, to surround us in a beautiful burning flame, burning desire of love, of unconditional love, that we all embrace our journey of allowing the template of love to be brought back into us, something that feels like it has been taken for so long that we've been living in the existence of the human's definition of love, but that's not divine love. Returning us to that state of grace, to be sanctified, to be really truly in that place of being, to also now call in those of the archangels, and we call in the archangels, and we call in that of Archangel Michael and his beautiful strength and the beautiful courage as a virtue, that even if you don't really know or believe in the angels, that you know of strength, that you know of courage, the virtues of these beautiful angelic beings and presences, that we have a strength and a courage that we don't know we have sometimes, that innate ability to be connected. We now also call in the essence of the beautiful, wonderful Archangel Raphael that is stepping in, that healer energy, and that each and every one of us has a healer within, and that we have the ability to surpass and go beyond the limitations of our own minds or the stories of others, in our ability to heal, to be healed, to resolve clear situations and stories within our lives. That we know that we have modern day medicine and natural medicine, and that all is here in their part, doing their part in the name of the God consciousness to be here. But we have that healer energy within us, and that we can truly step into that and honor it. We do call in, or we ask for the visibility of the angel that is in front of us to appear. And as this angel appears in front of you, that you may hear a name, you may see the presence, you may see a color. This is for you to build the relationship with this virtuous energy that is appearing in front of you, whether it be full form, whether it be a light, a knowing, a feeling, a sense, a name, whatever it may be. Trust right here that this is your path. This is your energy to work with. This is the essence of who and what is there for you, what's coming through. The guardians, to the right, to the left, enters in the guardians. And the guardians appear as, to me, as big, sparkly silver, almost like birch trees. They are rooted in that same silver thread as our plat, our place of being connected to source, to the consciousness, to being connected. They are rooted all the way down through and into the earth, that they work with us on an earthly level to be here. They also work with us in the divine presence. And as they reach up, and their extension is as if we have these extensions of etheric wings that extend out behind us, that connect us in, that give us that ability to just call in our virtuous higher self, call in the strength, the courage, the healing, the guidance, whatever it is that we need. And then those times when we didn't know we had it, that something just happened, the energy that just moves and shifts us out of the way of anything that is not for us, and trusting that we have this to take us on the path of the unknown. And as we feel and sense this, that we know that their tops reach out just like the birch trees, and they blossom leaves and flowers of their own. So in the essence of divine orbs of light that just come from this beautiful energy that is here for us, and that they allow us to believe we do it on our own. They allow us to believe we are in control until we cry out, until we need them, until we say, I am done. I am tired. I need guidance. I need help. And so they're always here for you. And as you fall back into this today, as you allow these beautiful guardians to be here, to be present with us, we now ask that they take their beautiful essence of their silver light and just open us up at the top, open up the crown chakra, and 1,000 petals open up. And as we breathe in and breathe out, we see this beautiful, or feel, just know, sense, whatever it may be for you, maybe nothing, but just be present with this energy, that there is a beautiful, pure white light with pure intention entering down and in through, flowing through, entering everywhere within that you may need healing in any unseen wound, any place that is that sense of just knowing you're ready to release any old karma, soul contracts that are ready to be released and set free, that you're ready to be set free from, that you're done with, any positive that you're just ready to start to acknowledge within your world, within your journey, that you're ready to take. And with that, just imagine as if this beautiful, pure white light just takes your gaze, your spiritual gaze, and just gazes you into your future. And as you gaze into your future, the white light shines a light upon a positive future, something unfolding that just is like, this is myself, this is the me, this is the essence. And you get this feeling, this euphoria feeling of enthusiasm and excitement within you, that you know there's a future that's waiting for you, that no matter what else, that this is here, that I may have to travel through, I may have to go to that, but I know this is my place. And as all guides and all angels now step forward and just really pushes through their energy of courage and strength, pushing you to see beyond the limitations of something that you may be trying to create in your mind right now, in trying to see the future, trying to allow the mind to create it, in hoping for it, in what you thought you wanted, what you think you want, and just allowing Archangel Michael to just, as you breathe in and breathe out, another shutter, just like a veil just closes over your own personal imagination, your subconscious, and just connects you now into the consciousness, into the greater wisdom, into the unlimited. And as you breathe in and you breathe out, as this beautiful healing energy wraps around you, beautiful green healing, is that you let go of all limitations. You set yourself free in this moment, in this experience. Is that we start to be able to feel and just sense and know, breathe back and just let yourself fall back, let yourself fall into the guardians, as they say, let me hold you. And all the way out there, in the unlimited, in the unknown, a light is shining. And that beautiful white light is you. This is your future self. Just like a cloudy quartz that's not quite clear, but it's glistening, that it holds your future, that it holds an unlimited possibility, whether that may be abundance, health, whatever there is, a beautiful life. And so in the presence of just knowing that the unlimited is the possibility of a beautiful life, imagine reaching and touching this beautiful orb, this beautiful you in your future. And as you do, as you touch, you're touching. A message enters back through the body, a vibrational energy coming back, and it may come back as a word, a color, a feeling, a sense that this is a part of the puzzle. This is the interconnection of your future self interlocking into the tapestry of your future self in the unwritten chapters, in the unknowing of your life, of your book. And as we reach it, we know it. All of this beautiful energy comes back, bringing back wisdom, untainted, uncontaminated with subconscious thoughts. You don't know exactly what it looks like. And in divine timing, now that you know it, you've been there, you touched it. That guiding force as you learn to trust your intuition, as the instinctual self steps into a deeper healing, a deeper knowing, that you start to be able to walk forward to that. Before you know it, you're walking paths and directions that you didn't know you could. That your frequency of hearing and listening is now to be able to hear the divine, to hear your higher self, to trust the voice of wisdom that guides you into that path, that you start to walk into the alchemy of life, embodying it, knowing it, no matter what the existence is over here, no matter what, you just know that the messy, crazy world. And so it may feel also all over the place. But is it really? As the divine knows exactly what it's doing. And then as we pull back some of this white light energy, as the guides pull it back for you, that they bring it in and they interconnect it with this white light, pure energy from source that is glowing and working through you right now. So the vibrational frequency connects you to your future. And your beautiful future is there. To never override your free will, you can take as many different paths and directions. You may take a wrong path and a wrong direction, but this will await you, this knowing. And as the divine healing works through, Archangel Michael now steps in and cuts any of the cords to any karma, any soul contracts, any old stories, anything that is holding you down and holding you hostage from being able to spread your wings and fly. And as I myself and you now receive this beautiful healing within our wings of where we may have been fragmented, staticky, wings clipped, we heal, clear, restore. We ask for Archangel Michael to heal, clear, restore anything within that so that we can rise up, we can fly, that we're not weighted down, to rise up and over any problems, any situations, to gain new perspectives, new clarity as we move forward. And as we give all that is being released from us to Archangel Michael, he puts it in his beautiful royal blue velvety sack and returns it into the ether. And in divine timing, this too, including the words that others may have said, whatever is released, coming back as divine wisdom, love, empowerment, encouragement, helping us to be able to be in the state of grace, to be present. And if you take a moment right here, right now, be present with the light. As we now be surrounded, we release your future. We release all else and we just stay in the light of the burning flame of the beautiful desire. And we allow our aura to be cleansed, our body to be cleansed, all aspects of self. And we bring healing into the subconscious mind and start replacing some of those thoughts. Start replacing some of those thoughts with new thoughts, with new pleasant thoughts, beautiful words, beautiful thoughts, beautiful connection to self, that even the eyes that are closed are receiving a healing to replace that lenses that are negative or feel negative or unpleasant to self, any self-criticizing and judgmental thoughts and views, even for yourself or others. We start to see more clearly in a more loving way. And as you stay right here, right now, to allow this process to finish, to be able to sit into the light, I call in the light. I call in the divine beings. To open, clear, heal, clear, resolve any of the energy centers that are ready to be awakened into a new day, a new shift, a new state of being. Opening up the little petals one by one into the aspects of self. Just let any emotion, any thought just pass by. As crazy as it may seem, just trust this little journey. This is the light language. This is the light working through without word, vibrational energy. As it's chuckling a little bit at us, we're going to trust this journey, trust the stay in our state of being. Oh. Beautiful divine light enters up and out. Our beautiful petals close in. Our beautiful angelic realm shifts back up and out. As we seal in the healing and we allow over the next week, few weeks, next year, who knows, divine timing, as this process unfolds, as the seraphim lift up, they take the flame, taking up and burning away any of the old residue, any of the old self that we're just so done with. Letting the beautiful, purified breath of the divine wrap around. As the guardians send in the messages of love and connection, of how we are supported, how we are loved, that we know we are supported. They step back. And your beautiful angel in the front, who you may have forgotten, your beautiful guide in the front, you may have forgotten they were there. You may have not really noticed that what they were doing. That's how they work for us all the time. Knowing that we're not alone. They're always present. And as they come back into our presence once more, they come back in and they beam in a light, a message, a hug, a name, a word, whatever it may be. They're making that connection that they are a guide. They are an angelic being that's here for you, that you can stay connected to. And they're connected to you, to your future self, as they guide you through. And then as they lift back in their own cosmic egg, right here, right now, it's just you. And as you breathe in and you breathe out, those little weights, magnetic weights, lift off your eyes. And as your eyes open, as you breathe into the space you're in, your shoulders come back, you rise up, feel the presence of your energy, feel how much space you have, stretch out, give a big stretch, and then coming back into the right here, right now moment. But this brings us into the awareness of this beautiful full moon energy, but also of our spring equinox, of that springing and rising up in divine timing. Not all comes up from the ground at the same time. Not all rises at the same time. Not all is pretty in the rebirth stage of spring. All is not pretty. It's murky sometimes, it's muddy sometimes, it's rainy, it's snowy. All seasons appear to be happening. There's new buds coming out, but now we can see the old grass before it turns green. So many things are existing. It's the same thing with us as we move forward into our future. It doesn't mean it's not going to be beautiful. It doesn't mean it's not going to happen. But the more that we travel the journey, if my hands went over the flame, the more that we travel the journey, that is for us, that is for us to live in our light, to live in the essence of living for ourselves as much as we live for everyone else. That we live in a sense of passion, enthusiasm, and a knowing that we are here to evolve and grow, and to discover that we are here to evolve this human, for this human that you are to live its best life. Feel that. The seeds were already planted. You just have to bloom. That's it. And as the sacred geometry, it opens so perfectly. But it doesn't, we see it as beautiful and effortless. But to come from a seed to through the ground, to rise up, then to bud, then to from a bud squirt out of that, squeeze out of that and open up each petal. The difference is they don't have the ego to stay in a pain story. They just know the mission, they know the journey, and they do what they're here to do. When we stop wishing to be in one world or another world, mystical mermaid, when our dreamers, like we dream of the life is for us, we can be inspired by others, but we don't dream to be in somebody else's dreams or somebody else's life. And we don't wish it for others. We don't want our children, we don't try to be, for our children to be what we couldn't be, for them to have a better experience than what we had by reliving our experience, or making sure that our kids don't have the same hurts and pains, because they're going to have their experiences. So we can't fix our childhood through the children. You cannot bring a child into your dreams and what you wanted. You have to allow, so that little inner child within you, the essence of the child that didn't get to be, that childhood dream transferred now into the adult desire for you to just be that sparkling light, that essence of yourself, to live in enthusiasm and excitement that anything is possible. That's the power of an unlimited belief. And so we're here to master that, to be that within our own lives, in our own journey, to be present with self, to be here. And as we're slowly letting this release, we're going to pull one last card, and I'm not going to read all this card, just the opening. And this beautiful Copio Dissolvi. So you butchering those names. Sorry, Alana, sorry. And it's a number 2. And so this number 2 brings us into, it is time to let go. Things are working out in their own way. Trust that your heart is wise and is leading you on a soul healing journey and the right spiritual path. Spirit wants to bring you a blessing and a resolution, but you must let go and allow it to happen. Events are unfolding according to a higher plan. Even if your plans are going array, know that all will come together at the right time in the best way possible. Surrender your struggles and hold on to your faith. Namaste. I hope that this meditation has helped you in some way. I hope it's allowed you to open up your heart, to make yourself accessible and available to what there is that the universe has for us. I pushed myself tonight to let out that voice into the public and to let out something, as much as that was saying, don't do it, don't do it. It's like, don't you do that, don't you let that voice out. That's crazy. But it just kept coming. And I trusted that. And I trust this journey, that this is the essence of who and what I am. And to live with that in my heart, because I live for my beautiful friends and for those who didn't get to be here in that form, but I know they're here, including my family. So much, much love. I hope this meditation helps you. And as we now lift up the veils, we open up the space, they bring you back into the frequency of the here and the now, to be present here, back in your physical body, feel yourself, you're fully back, fully connected. Back here, allow the process to unfold. Drink lots of water, rest, don't push yourself. Don't be so caught up in what just happened. You can do this several times if you feel like it. Up to you. You can share this out. You can bring it into the fold of sharing in your pages or wherever you want. And thank you. Thank you for allowing me and my vulnerability and my truest of selves to be here, to be present, and for allowing me to be with you tonight. Much love, and have a beautiful full moon and a beautiful spring equinox as we start to let ourselves open up. Much love. Bye-bye.